بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. Class, السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.
Alhamdulillah, we are going to start, inshallah, our second lesson, lesson 2. من هو؟
هو أب.
هو أب. وما هذا؟
هذا باب.
هل هذا باب؟
نعم.
نعم، هذا باب. هذه جنة. هل هذه جنة؟
نعم.
نعم، هذه جنة. هذه جنة. هذه جنة. هذا حرف. ما هذا؟ هذا حرف. هل هذا بيت؟
لا.
ما هذا؟ هذا حرف. هذا حرف. هذا حرف. ما هذا؟
هذا خبز.
هذا خبز. هل هذا قلم؟
لا.
ما هذا؟
هذا خبز.
هذا خبز. ما هذه؟
هذه عين.
هذه عين. هل هذه يد؟
لا.
ما هذه؟
هذه عين.
هذه عين. هذه عين. وما هذه؟
هذه غرفة.
هذه غرفة. هذه غرفة. هل هذه مائدة؟
لا.
ما هذه؟ هذه غرفة. هذه غرفة. هذه غرفة. هذه فلك. هذه فلك. ما هذه؟
هذه فلك.
هذه فلك. هل هذه فلك؟
نعم.
نعم، هذه فلك. هل هذه جنة؟
لا.
ما هذه؟
هذه
فلك. ما هذا؟
هذا قلم.
هذا قلم. هل هذا كتاب؟ لا. ما هذا؟ هذا قلم. هذا قلم. هذه كأس. هل هذه كأس؟
نعم.
نعم، هذه كأس. هل هذه عين؟
لا.
ما هذه؟ هذه كأس. كأس. هذه كأس. ما هذا؟ هذا مال. هذا مال. هل هذا مال؟
نعم.
نعم، هذا مال. هذا مال. هذا مال. من هو؟
هو ولد.
هو ولد. هو ولد. هل هو ولد؟
نعم.
نعم، هو ولد. هل هو رجل؟
لا.
من هو؟
هو ولد.
هل هو أب؟
لا.
من هو؟
ولد.
هو ولد. هدى guidance. هدى guidance. ما هذه؟
هذه يد.
هذه يد. هل هذه عين؟
لا.
ما هذه؟
هذه يد.
هذه يد. هذه يد. ما هذه؟
هذه جنة.
هذه جنة. هل هذه فلك؟
لا.
ما هذه؟
هذه جنة.
وما هذه؟
هذه كأس.
هذه كأس. وما هذا؟
هذا حرف.
هذا حرف. هذا حرف. هل هذا قلم؟
لا.
ما هذا؟
هذا حرف.
هذا حرف. When I turn, please tell me which noun I'm turning.
جنة.
جنة. جنة. جنة. Yes? حرف. حرف.
فلك.
فلك. فلك.
كأس.
كأس. كأس. كأس. These are altogether 14 nouns. Which are the new nouns which we have introduced?
جنة.
Jannah,
حرف.
Harf,
فلك.
Fulk,
كأس.
Kas,
and Huda.
and Huda. 5. Alhamdulillah. So 5 new nouns we have introduced. So what is the meaning of Jannah? A garden. A garden. Harf,
Field.
a field. Fulk,
Ship.
a ship. Kas,
Glass.
a glass. and huda,
Guidance.
guidance. Huda, guidance. Huda, guidance. Now we are going to learn new thing, inshallah. When we apply al to the indefinite noun, then we can turn that indefinite noun into definite. So it means what? Al in Arabic is a definite article, a definite article. When al is applied to a noun, then tanween disappears. Perhaps al doesn't like tanween. Tanween disappears. So here, kitabun, when we change it into definite, will become what? Al-kitabu. Al-kitab. Fine. So if you help me to change these our nouns into definite, apply al. Al-abu. Al-abu. Al-babu. 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 Al-jannatu. Al-jannatu. Al-harfu. Al-harfu. Al-harf. Yes?
الخبز
Al-khubz. Al-khubz.
العين
Al-ainu. Al-ain.
الغرفة
غرفة
Al-ghurfatu. Al-ghurfah.
الفلك
Al-fulk. Al-fulku. Al-fulk.
القلم
Al-qalamu. Al-qalam.
الكأس
Al-ka'su. Al-ka's.
المال
Al-mal. Al-malu. Al-mal.
الولد
Al-waladu. Al-walad.
الهدى
Al-huda.
اليد
Al-yadu. Al-yad. Al-yadu. Al-yad. And when we apply this al, so is it possible when I mention to you with al, is it possible for you to give it a meaning? Now, I'm applying al to both the nouns by applying this our wa. Al-abu wal-bab.
the father and the door.
The father and the door. The father and the door. Al-jannatu wal-harf.
the garden and the field
The garden and the field. The garden and the field. Al-khubzu wal-ain.
The bread
The loaf of bread and
the eye
the eye. And the eye. Al-ghurfatu wal-fulk.
the room
and the
and the
ship.
ship
The room and the ship. Al-qalamu wal-ka's.
the pen and the glass
The pen and the glass. Al-malu wal-walad.
the money
Money and
the boy
Money and the boy. Al-huda wal-yad.
the guidance and the hand
The guidance and the hand. Please note, these are altogether 14 nouns. 14 nouns. And these nouns are alphabetically arranged. That is, a, b. And they start with one of the moon letters. Now, what is the meaning of these moon letters? Let me explain to you. It's not that they descended from the moon. In Arabic, al-qamar means the moon. Now, this actually provides us a set, an example, a model, that whenever we apply al, qaf is one of the moon letters. There are 14 moon letters and 14 sun letters. 28 letters of Arabic alphabet are divided equally. 14 are moon letters and 14 are sun letters. So it doesn't mean that these 14 letters have descended from moon. No. They accept the pattern whenever al is going to be applied, when we make them definite, whenever any noun but it starts with one of the moon letters, then we make that particular noun definite and we apply al, then lam of al will be articulated. Lam of al will be articulated. As we have articulated when we made all these nouns, change these nouns into definite. Al-abu wal-bab, al-jannatu wal-harth, al-khubzu wal-ayn, al-ghurfatu wal-fulk, al-qalamu wal-kas, al-malu wal-walad, al-huda wal-yad. And these are alphabetically arranged because rest of them are treated as sun letters. So we have not included any noun which starts with the sun letter. So here A is a moon letter, Ba is a moon letter, Jim is a moon letter, Ha moon letter, Kha, Ain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Kaf, Mim, Waw, Ha, and Ya. These are all moon letters. And the nouns starts, all these nouns start with one of the moon letters. So when the noun starts with one of the moon letters, and if we would like to change that noun into definite, you apply al. Why we apply al?
To make it definite.
Yes, it is a definite article in Arabic. And when we apply al to indefinite noun, then what happens? Tanween disappears, which is a sign of indefiniteness, which is the sign of indefiniteness. The tanween disappears and leaves only the haraka. So this is haraka, dhamma here. So it will become what? If we apply al to kitabun, it will become what? Al-kitabu. Al-kitabu. And how many letters are there which are treated as moon letters?
14.
14. So all 28 Arabic letters are divided into two groups. First group is known as moon letters, and the second group is known as the sun letters. What I suggest is, if we better go to our unit 7 of our lesson 2 and try to read.
Al-abu wal-babu.
Al-abu wal-bab, the father and the door.
Al-jannatu wal-harth.
Al-jannatu wal-harth, the garden and the field.
Al-khubzu wal-ayn.
Al-khubzu wal-ayn, the loaf of bread and the eye.
Al-ghurfatu wal-fulk.
Al-ghurfatu wal-fulk, the room and the ship.
Al-qalamu wal-kas.
Al-qalamu wal-kas, the pen and the glass.
Al-malu wal-walad.
Al-malu wal-walad, money and the boy.
Al-huda wal-yad.
Al-huda wal-yad, the guidance and the hand. Alhamdulillah, in this unit, we learned 14 moon letters. We also learned how to change an indefinite noun into definite by placing al. Al is a sign of definiteness. Tanween is a sign of indefiniteness. When we say al-bab, it means one specific door, no other door. When we say al-jannah, it means that one specific garden, no other garden. It is definite, specific, particular. So that is the function of al, and these are the moon letters. Let us try to move to other nouns. Turab, turab, soil. Turab, soil. Turab, soil. Turab, soil. Thob, thob, garment. Thob, garment. Thob, garment. Thob, garment. هذه دنيا. ما هذه؟
هذه دنيا.
هذه دنيا. هذه دنيا. هل هذه فلك؟
لا.
ما هذه؟ هذه دنيا. هذه دنيا. هذه دنيا. ذهب gold. ذهب gold. ذهب gold. ذهب. هذا ذهب. وما هذا؟ هذا ثوب. هذا ثوب. وما هذه؟
هذه دنيا.
هذه دنيا. هذه دنيا. من هو؟
هو رجل.
هو رجل. هو رجل. هل هو ولد؟
لا.
من هو؟ هو رجل. هو رجل. هو رجل. هو رجل. هو رجل. وما هذه؟ هذه زهرة. هذه زهرة. هذه زهرة. هذه سماء. هل هذه شمس؟
لا.
ما هذه؟
هذه سماء.
هذه سماء. هذه سماء. هذه شمس. هذه شمس. هذه شمس. هذا صراط. هذا صراط. هذا صراط. It also means طريق. ضوء. 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 هذا طعام. 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 هذه ظلمة. هذه ظلمة. ما هذه؟ هذه ظلمة. هذه ظلمة. هذا؟ هذا ليل. هذا ليل. هذا ليل. هذا ليل. وما هذه؟ هذه نهار. هذه نهار. هذه نهار. Please note that we have a few new nouns which we have introduced in this unit. That is our unit number 8. Which are the new nouns? Would you please introduce? Turab,
ثوب.
Thawb,
دنيا.
Dunya,
ذهب.
Dhahab,
صراط.
Sirat,
ضوء.
Daw, Ta'am,
ظلمة.
Zulma,
ليل.
Layl,
نهار.
Nahar. Oh, mashallah, class is very clever. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Now I'm turning. You let me know, please. Turab. Yes?
ثوب.
Thawb. Yes?
دنيا.
Dunya. I'm turning the word. Yes?
ذهب.
Dhahab. Dhahab. Yes?
صراط.
Sirat. Yes?
ضوء.
ضوء.
Daw. And
طعام.
Ta'am.
ظلمة.
Zulma.
ليل.
ليل.
Layl. Layl.
نهار.
Nahar. Nahar. Now all these nouns start with the sun letters. So now let us try to make turab definite.
التراب.
At-turabu. At-turab. Yes?
الثوب.
At-thawbu. At-thawb. Yes?
الدنيا.
Ad-dunya. Yes?
الذهب.
Al-dhahabu. Al-dhahab. Yes?
الرجل.
Ar-rajulu. Ar-rajul. Yes?
الزهرة.
Az-zahra. Az-zahratu. Az-zahra. Fine. Now let us try to read with wow. التراب والثوب. Please read with wow. الدنيا والذهب. Individually, much better. Yes. الرجل والزهرة. والزهرة. Yes.
الليل والنهار.
الليل والنهار. الليل والنهار. Now if you go to the text, that is unit 8. Yes.
التراب والثوب.
التراب والثوب. The soil and the garment. Next.
الدنيا والذهب.
الدنيا والذهب. The world and the gold.
الرجل والزهرة.
الرجل والزهرة. The man and the flower.
السماء والشمس.
السماء والشمس. The sky and the sun. Alhamdulillah, we have completed this unit 8. That we are familiar with هذا and هذه. These are demonstrative pronouns. هذا is used when the object is nearby. And هذه is used when the object is nearby and it's feminine. So that M1 for هذا when the object is nearby, and F1 feminine singular for هذه when the object is nearby. When the object at some distance, then instead of هذا, we use ذلك, M1, masculine singular. And for feminine, we use what? تلك, feminine singular.
ذلك صراط.
ذلك صراط. ذلك صراط. And here?
ذلك ذهب.
ذلك ذهب. ذلك ذهب.
تلك زهرة.
تلك زهرة. تلك زهرة. Yes? تلك ظلمة. تلك ظلمة.
ذلك طعام.
ذلك طعام. ذلك طعام. Now, if you go to this, our unit 9, هذا قلم وذلك ثوب. This is a pen and that is a garment. Yes?
هذه جنة وتلك غرفة.
هذه جنة وتلك غرفة. This is a garden and that is a room.
هذا كرسي وذلك كتاب.
هذا كرسي وذلك كتاب. This is a chair and that is a book.
هذه شمس وتلك نار.
هذه شمس وتلك نار. Now nar means fire. This is a sun and that is a fire.
هذا حرث وتلك كأس.
هذا حرث وتلك كأس. This is a field and that is a glass.
هذه دنيا وتلك ظلمة.
هذه دنيا وتلك ظلمة. This is a world and that is darkness.
هذا باب وذلك كتاب.
This is a door and that is a book.
هذه عين وتلك
هذه عين وتلك This is an eye and that is a mother.
هذا طعام وذلك خبز.
هذا طعام وذلك خبز. This is food and that is a loaf of bread.
هذه مائدة وتلك بنت.
هذه مائدة وتلك بنت. This is a table and that is a girl. We can take the next step. And the next step which we wish to take is extremely important and vital. And there is a need to understand. We are going to meet with Mr. Fa'ala, a very, very important pattern. And I always inform to my students that friendship with Mr. Fa'ala means Arabic. Animosity with Mr. Fa'ala means difficult to learn the Arabic language. So very crucial, very important person. I call it person, I take liberty just to give you this understanding. Our entire course will follow the pattern of Mr. Fa'al. Now these, as you look at carefully, radical fa, radical ain, and radical lam. These are the triliteral consonants. Radical fa is presented in blue color. Radical ain is presented in red color. And radical lam is presented in green color. As far as radical ain is concerned, deliberately it is presented in red color because we are going to face certain problems whenever we are going to confront with certain roots. This is the reason why we have presented it in red color. So fa'ala, fa'ala has got how many radicals? Three radicals. Three radicals. And it is also regarded by certain grammarians, lexicographers, as the root. And we have also taken it as a root. In Arabic, for each word, one can very easily trace the root. So that is the reason why Mr. Fa'ala, being the root, is very important person to us. See, it has got what? Three radicals. Radical fa, radical ain, and radical lam. It gives two meanings. The root meaning is to do. The root meaning is to do. And literal meaning of fa'ala, he did. It is perfect. Madi, past tense. He did. That is 3M1, third person masculine singular. 3M1, 3M1, third person masculine singular. He did. Fa'ala, he did. Now this pattern we are going to use for the entire course, for almost all lessons. And will remain confined to this color coding. That is, our radical fa will be in which color?
Blue. Blue.
Blue. Radical ain?
Red.
Red. And radical lam?
Green.
Green. And whenever we have certain additions in these three principal radicals, additions are presented in dark green. Dark green. So with this color coding, it will be possible for us to learn Arabic without much trouble, inshallah. Now, let me present to you a few verbs, few roots. Alima, alima. As you can see, in this particular root, it's a triliteral root. There are three radicals. Radical fa, which is ain here, radical ain, which is lam here, and radical lam, which is meme here. So these three colors, blue, red, and green. Now radical ain may accept either fatha, kasra, or dhamma, depending on the roots. So radical ain may accept either fatha, kasra, or dhamma. Now in this particular root, what it has accepted? Kasra. As we have accepted this fa'ala pattern, the meaning, the root meaning of fa'ala is what? To do. And literal meaning of fa'ala is what? He did. Past tense. So let us try to find out the root meaning of alima. The root meaning of alima is to know. And with the literal meaning, he knew. Now, in alima root, what the radical ayn is carrying? What the radical ayn is carrying? Kasra. What is radical fa in alima? Ayn. That's what I want. Ayn. What is radical ayn in alima? Lam. What is radical lam in alima? Mim. 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 Now, for fa'ala, we will try to invent a sign. For fa'ala, our sign will be this. For alima, our sign will be this. So, you give me fa'ala, alima. Alima, fa'ala. Alima, fa'ala. Good. Let us take the other root. Read, please.
Jahila.
Jahila. Jahila. Jahila. Now, in this root, what the radical ayn is carrying?
Jim.
He.
Ha. Kasra. Isn't it? Kasra. Like radical ayn here is carrying kasra. In jahila also, it is carrying what? Kasra. In jahila also, it is carrying kasra. Now, let us try to invent the sign in order to know this root. This will be our sign, jahila. So, class ready? All right. Give me the roots. Fa'ala. Alima. Jahila.
Alima. Fa'ala. Jahila. Jahila. Fa'ala. Alima.
Alima. Oh, very nice. MashaAllah. Please read.
Sadaqa.
Sadaqa. Sadaqa. Now, in this root, what the radical ayn is carrying? Fatha. Radical ayn is dal, which is our red color, as we have taken from Mr. Fa'ala, red color. And it is carrying what? Fatha. Sadaqa. Sadaqa. And this will be our sign. So can you give me the roots now? Fa'ala.
Alima.
Alima.
Sadaqa.
Sadaqa.
Jahila.
Jahila. Jahila. Again.
Alima.
Alima.
Sadaqa.
Sadaqa.
Fa'ala.
Fa'ala.
Jahila.
Jahila. Should we have progress? Yes, very good. Let us have progress. Please read.
Kataba.
Kataba. Kataba. Now, what the medial radical ayn, what sign it carries? Fatha. It carries what? Fatha. Unlike jahila and alima. In jahila and alima, what the medial radical is carrying?
Kasra.
Kasra. Kataba. Kataba. And our sign for this kataba is this. I'm deliberately hiding. Now, class, ready? All right?
Jahila.
Jahila.
Kataba.
Kataba.
Alima.
Alima.
Fa'ala.
Fa'ala.
Sadaqa.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Class is very clever. Very nice. So, should we have further progress? Yes. All right. Would you please read?
Qara'a.
Qara'a. Qara'a. The root meaning of qara'a is to read. And what will the literal meaning? He read. The root meaning of katabai is what? To write. And literal meaning is what? He wrote. The root meaning of sadaqa means to speak the truth. To speak the truth. And what is the literal meaning?
He spoke the truth.
He spoke the truth. The root meaning of jahila, to remain ignorant. And what will the literal meaning? He remained ignorant. The root meaning of alima is to know. And what is the literal meaning?
He knew.
He knew. The root meaning of fa'ala, to do. What is the literal meaning? He did. He did. So, class, ready? Give me. Qara'a.
Kataba.
Kataba.
Alima.
Alima. Alima.
فعل
فعل
جهل
جهل
صدق
صدق صدق. Good. Alhamdulillah. Now, can we take one more?
Why not?
Yes. All right, fine. Please read.
دخل
Dakhala. Dakhala. The root meaning of dakhala, to enter. What will be the literal meaning?
He entered.
He entered in past tense. He entered. And what will be our sign? This our sign. A class ready? Now give me the roots.
فعل
Fa'ala.
علم
Alima.
جهل
Jahila.
صدق
Sadaqa.
دخل
Dakhala.
قرأ
Qara'a.
كتب
Alhamdulillah. Fine. Can we take one more? Yes. Read, please.
خرج
Kharaja. The root meaning of kharaja is to come out. So what would be the literal meaning? He came out. He came out. And this will be our sign. So class ready? Yes.
دخل
Dakhala. Kharaja.
قرأ
Qara'a.
كتب
Kataba.
علم
Alima.
صدق
Sadaqa.
فعل
Allahu Akbar. And this.
جهل
Jahila. Jahila. Now, as far as I'm taking license and calling it Mr. Fa'ala, because I have mentioned to you that friendship with this pattern, which is going to be followed all our 16 lessons, is very vital and important. So that person is very important person. Now, it has got how many radicals?
3
Three radicals. Which are they? Radical fa, radical ain, radical lam. In different roots, radical ain may take either fatha,
ضمة
dhamma, or kasra. We will learn, inshallah, for dhamma as well. That radical ain may carry dhamma. So radical ain may carry either fatha, kasra, or dhamma. This is the reason why we have chosen this red color, so that we should remain alert whenever we come to what? Radical ain. And we should try to see which root takes what. But you should not worry. Arabic is such that automatically, spontaneously, we learn many things. And I don't remember being the student of Arabic that I have checked the dictionary. So, inshallah, we will continue more concerning triliteral roots. Barakallahu li walakum wal jamil muslimin. Innahu ta'ala jawadun kareemum malikum barra'ufur rahim. اللهم صل على نبي الرحمة وسلم. O Allah, let the world witness peace, justice, human dignity, freedom, unity, and prosperity.